In the meantime, when they were gathered together in an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples. And then when you get down to verse 22, it says, and he said unto his disciples. So the entire context of this entire chapter is him talking to his disciples. In verse 41, it says, and Peter said unto him, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us or even to all, right? And this is where he starts it. So Peter's asking him specifically, is this parable for us or is it for everyone? And then he's going to say something. He says, who then is that faithful and wise steward? So there's something called a faithful and wise steward, whom the Lord shall make ruler over his household, and to give him their portion of meat in due season. He says, blessed is that servant, that faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, now listen to what he just said, when he cometh. So this is no longer in this lifetime. This is when the Lord comes back. So blessed is that servant when his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing what? Being faithful, right? He says, of a truth, I say unto you that he, the Lord, will make him ruler over all that he hath when he comes. But now listen. But if that servant that was faithful, that was going to be put over because he was being faithful, he was going to be put over all the Lord's stuff when he comes back. If that servant says in his heart that my Lord delays his coming. So here is a believer that begins to not pay attention. And he begins to do some stuff, begins to beat the men servants and the maidens and to eat and to drink and to be drunken.
Talking about a different person, Mark.
No, it says if that servant.
So the faithful servant?
The faithful servant, if that servant says in his heart, the one that was going to be made the ruler because he was faithful, but if he says in his heart that the Lord's going to delay his coming, right, and he begins to do these things, he says the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware. Now look, and what's he going to do with him when he comes back? He's going to cut him asunder, and he's going to appoint him, that servant who was going to be rewarded, but now he's going to be punished. He's going to appoint him a portion with the unbelievers.